Have you ever had a magical moment where everything just made sense? That feeling you can't explain, where your whole body seems to hum with a knowing. You lose track of time and feel in tune with something much bigger than yourself for a split second. At these times, most of us just think it's a coincidence, a random thought, or a little thing about being human that doesn't mean anything. It's possible that this feeling is the most important message your consciousness could ever send you. But what if this feeling is caused by quantum resonance? But what if learning about it could change how reality reacts to you being there? Your whole life you've been told that the world is a fixed, solid thing that is separate from you. People have told you that you are just a bystander in a world that is already happening, that your consciousness is just sitting back and watching things happen. You have been told that you are not a creator, but a customer. But here's the truth that nobody ever wants to share. This idea is not at all right. Things in reality aren't just happening to you. Reality is responding to you right now. Sometimes when you feel that special resonance, that sense of alignment, that deep recognition, you get a quick look behind the curtain at how your consciousness really shapes your life. It's not just wishful thinking or an easy way to get to God. Here, the deep science of the quantum world meets consciousness in the deepest way you can think of. When you feel quantum resonance, your whole body knows that you are in sync with the invisible field that makes our physical world possible. Being in sync with the quantum field, which is the basis of everything we see and touch, is what it feels like. Take a moment to think about that. That strange tingle, that sudden clarity, or that sense of knowing aren't just random signals from your brain. They are your consciousness seeing a reflection of itself in the universe itself. But here's the catch. It's rare for someone to feel so amazing and then do nothing. They feel the resonance, but right away they talk themselves out of it, believing that they are separate, limited, and stuck in a reality that they can't change. What if you stopped ignoring these times and learned to welcome them? Instead of ignoring them, what if you learned how to make them stronger? What if these brief feelings of resonance are really ways to start living in a whole new way? Before we go any further, know that you were led to this transmission for a reason. If this video makes you feel something, share it with one person who comes to mind. You're not just sending a link, you're building a bridge of coherence that lets another soul join you in this powerful field of awareness. Think of a time when you felt like everything clicked into place, even if it was only for a second. How were you or what were you thinking? In the comments, write a word or a short memory. Everyone who reads your story feels that same resonant energy, which has a powerful effect on our whole community. This is where everything can change for you. The quantum field doesn't care about what you want, how badly you want something, or even what you think is possible. It reacts to the frequency at which your consciousness is moving. During that resonance, your frequency is perfectly aligned with what quantum physics calls coherence. This is a state where the waves of infinite possibility collapse into a real-life experience because of the observer effect. You're always the one who looks. The waves of possibility that come into your life are always collapsed. But when you're in a quantum resonance, you're making things from a place of harmony instead of resistance, from a place of coherence instead of inner noise. I'll break it down for you. Your unique energetic signature is made up of all the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you have. Which possible realities from the quantum field show up in your life depend on this signature, this personal frequency. This is not a figure of speech. This is how your consciousness actually makes your reality. If this makes sense and gives you power, click the like button right now. Think of that click as an act of observation, a way to tell the quantum field, I understand this truth. I am aligning with my creative power. You are making this frequency a permanent part of your life. Your whole body is telling you that you've reached the frequency of what you really want to experience when you feel that clear resonance. Not what your trained mind has told you it wants. Not what your ego tells you you need. That being said, your truth is what your deepest consciousness knows. This is the reason why these times feel so important. They really are. Here and there, you can see your consciousness at its most natural and powerful frequency. Think back to a time when you felt like everything was just right. When you had a new thought or an idea that changed the way you saw things. What did your body or energy change at that moment? Leave a comment below with your story. What's possible for everyone here gets bigger because of your story. Here's what most of us do, though. The resonance is clear to us. We can tell it's important. Then we start to doubt it right away. It was okay with us. We're back to the comfortable frequency of fear, lack, and being alone. Also, when we do that, we miss the most amazing chance we will ever have. Just think about this. What if these moments of resonance aren't random at all, but rather personal calls? What if your consciousness is telling you exactly where to focus to make your whole life different? Remember the last time you felt it. It could have been during a conversation that felt incredibly deep and true at the time. It could have been in the middle of nowhere in the woods, when everything felt alive and linked. It could have been just a thought that made you feel goosebumps because it fit so well. No matter what was going on, you weren't just thinking about a different reality at that time. You could feel it. How you saw things changed. You became more aware. It was answered by the quantum field. Here, spirituality and science don't just go together. They are one and the same. Quantum physics has demonstrated that the observer modifies what is being seen. Matter is affected by consciousness. What you are aware of changes how particles act, how energy flows, and how your reality emerges. That resonance feeling is your body's way of telling you that you've briefly become your true self as a conscious creator instead of just an observer. But now for the most important question. You might find this place of resonance by accident, but what if you could learn to live from it? Say what you think about this deep truth in the comments if it speaks to you. My frequency makes my reality happen. Typing these words is more than just a comment. It tells your subconscious mind what to do and sends a strong signal to the quantum field that you are now choosing the energy you carry. If you could feel like you're in sync with the universe all the time, instead of just occasionally, what if it became your normal state of being? This is why practice is so important. Understanding it with your mind isn't enough. You have to feel it too. Now, I want you to just stop. Think about the last time you felt this quantum resonance and take a deep breath. Remember how your body felt, how clear your mind was, how you felt like everything was right, how you knew you were in sync. Now that you remember how this made you feel, pay attention to what your body does. Keep in mind that even remembering resonance can start to make you feel resonance right now. What's going on here is amazing. You're not just remembering something. That frequency is being brought back to life in your nervous system, energy field, and consciousness. The quantum field can't tell the difference between what's really happening and what you feel or remember very clearly. It doesn't matter how you got to that frequency. It only responds to it. In the right hands, this is why practices like visualizing can be so helpful. These things happen not because you're sending your thoughts out into the universe, but because you're making a frequency pattern that the quantum field responds to as if it were real. To really feel something, though, is very different from just thinking about it. A lot of people try to picture what they want without actually making themselves feel like they already have it. Instead of embodying the frequency of what they want, they think about it. This step is skipped by resonance. It's not just your mind making up a new reality when you feel that undeniable resonance. You are standing right in it in terms of energy. The frequency of that reality being here and now is vibrating through your whole body. Now, this is where the science is clear. Particles, according to quantum physicists, are just possibilities up until they are seen. The well-known double-slit experiment showed that electrons behave like potential waves until they are measured, at which point they settle down in one place. It's possible that your consciousness is changing your whole reality in the same way. What if your life experiences are waves of possibility instead of solid events, until you look at them through the lens of your awareness? And what if the feeling of resonance is those waves collapsing into your life in a way that fits with who you really are, instead of your old set of rules and restrictions? This isn't just an idea in the abstract. If you apply quantum mechanics to consciousness itself, this is what it means. Let this deep realization sink in. Give this video a like to help you stay grounded in your new awareness. Think of it as a quantum event, a small action that breaks down a wave of understanding into a knowing particle in your energy field. Important. It is possible to grow resonance. It could be stronger. It's possible to boost it, not by pushing it or working harder, but by recognizing it and letting it happen. Just take a moment to pause when you feel that tingle, that alignment, that knowing. Take a deep breath in. Don't try to explain or shrink it away. Instead, let it grow. Allow the emotion to grow, get stronger, and then settle down. The secret that no one tells you is that feeling of resonance lasts longer than you think it will. It's the real feeling of moving between timelines. In this case, it means that your consciousness is picking a different probability from the quantum field. Changing which reality you are tuned into is what it means. Take that in. When you feel quantum resonance, you feel like reality is changing around your consciousness. Most of us, though, never stay in this new frequency. We touch it for a second and then go back to how we were before. We catch a glimpse of a different world and then quickly return to the one we know. This is because of how our bodies work. Your brain has made neural pathways, which are real physical connections, that match the frequency of your normal life. Because of the way you consistently think, feel, and believe, these pathways have been strengthened for years, maybe even decades. Different parts of your brain are being activated when you feel resonance. You are making new connections in your brain that work with this higher frequency. Some of your old pathways are still there, but these new ones aren't as strong or well developed. This is why you have to pay attention at first to stay in resonance. Most of the time, your brain will use the most used neural pathways unless you choose to make the new ones stronger on purpose. Neuroplasticity is the good news. Because your brain can make new connections and rearrange itself, you can rewire it so that resonance is the normal state and not just a rare visitor. You strengthen these new neural pathways every time you notice resonance and choose to accept it instead of ignoring it. Every time you choose based on how something feels to you instead of old habits, you are strengthening this new inner circuitry. This change isn't just in your mind, it's also in your body. You are literally changing the way your brain is built so that it can work with a different frequency and reality. You should be amazed by this amazing power of neuroplasticity. Like, this video is a strong sign that you agree with this principle. This is your mind's way of telling you to rewire it for resonance, which strengthens the neural pathways that lead to a more aligned reality. But this is even stronger because of this. Through the observer effect, your brain does more than just shape how you see the world. It also helps make the world you see. Quantum physics shows that observing something turns waves of possibility into solid particles, places, and experiences. These neural pathways shape how you see the world, so you can literally choose which reality you experience from the infinite possibilities in the quantum field. This means that when you change the way your brain works to resonate at a different frequency, you change the world you see. What if you taught your body to see resonance as your natural home instead of somewhere you only go once in a while? After this point, change is not only possible, it's required. Because the quantum field doesn't care about what you want. It cares about the frequency you carry. And resonance is how it feels to be in tune with the frequency of your deepest truth. Please leave a comment below with this strong statement. I understand that resonance is the way my consciousness talks to the quantum field. This is more than a comment. It's a message to the whole universe. It's you saying that you know how things really work in the real world. Let's look into this some more. When you've aligned with a reality that matches your true frequency, your body sends you special signals known as quantum resonance feelings. First, there's often a feeling in your body, like tingling down your spine, warmth spreading through your chest, or a sense of being light. It's not a coincidence. Your body is picking up on a change in frequency. Second, it makes you think more clearly. It's like your mind stops talking to itself, and your thoughts become clear and sharp. Truth is something your mind knows without you having to think about it. Third, there's an emotional response, a sense of relief, of coming home, of doing the right thing. It's not always excitement, but a deep knowing that goes beyond the normal ups and downs of feeling. Last but not least, there's a change in time. That feeling that time is moving in a new way, that you have a new connection with how things happen. You're not just thinking about a new possibility when you feel all of these things at the same time. You are standing right in it. You are now in a different probability area of the quantum field. Your body's electromagnetic field is rearranging itself, which feels like tingling. There are a lot of cells in your body, and each one has its own small energy field. You can feel energy moving through you when these fields line up in a way that makes sense. When waves line up to boost a signal, quantum physicists refer to this phase coherence. This is exactly what's going on inside your body. When you feel mentally clear, your brain changes from the disorganized beta waves that happen when you think normally to the more organized alpha or theta states. These states are linked to creativity, insight, and flow. When you feel emotionally right, your heart and brain are recognizing that there is harmony and no inner conflict. And how do you feel about time? That's your consciousness briefly leaving the straight line that your brain usually makes. But this is where most people mess up. Because of how their old frequency made sense, they try to figure out what this new probability means. They use the rules of their old reality to try to figure out the new one. This causes a clash right away, a misalignment that sends them back to the beginning. Instead, the practice is to just let the new logic, understanding, and point of view show itself to you when you feel that resonance. Instead of trying to figure out what the resonance means right away, you should just listen to it. It's not as easy as it sounds. You need to figure things out right away in your mind. Your ego wants to name things, compare them, and be in charge. But resonance works in a way that your conditioned mind doesn't. It doesn't talk English. One way to practice is to get good at this new language of resonance. Are there times when these words really hit home for you as you've been listening? Moments of recognition or meeting in the middle? Have you ever had that tingle, that knowing, that rightness that you can't just think about? If that's the case, you are directly experiencing how your consciousness links with the quantum field. Think of it like getting better at a language. To begin with, you need to translate everything back into your own language in order to understand it. It moves slowly and awkwardly. But something great happens when you immerse yourself. You think in the new language now. It's where you dream. You no longer need to translate. You understand right away. When you learn the language of resonance well, this is what happens. You no longer need to figure out what it means. You already know. This level of fluency can only be reached through consistent practice, exposure over and over, and focused attention. In ancient times, people knew this intuitively. When you train your attention to find and stay in states of alignment and coherence, you can do things like Buddhist mindfulness, Taoist energy work, and Hindu yoga. Now, modern neuroscience shows that they were right. How to do it? Amplify, don't analyze. If you feel resonance, don't try to figure out what it means right away. Instead, make it louder. Take a deep breath in. Feel it spread all over your body. Think of it as a warm light that moves through you and gets stronger and clearer. Let go of the contradiction. Remove your focus slowly from anything that goes against this feeling. Don't hold on to any thought, feeling, or sensation that doesn't match this frequency. Just let it go. Not by trying to fight it, but by focusing on the feeling of resonance again. Believe it to be true. This is the most important step. Think that this resonance is showing you what is real and what is possible, even if it goes against everything you know or have believed. This takes a lot of courage. It wants you to put more faith in this feeling than in your past, your doubts, or your limits. But this is where the magic takes place. This is where your reality changes. Say to yourself in the comments, I trust the wisdom of my resonance, if you are ready to listen to this inner voice. This action should help you stick to your promise to pay more attention to the subtle but powerful messages your body and soul are sending you. They are the real guides on your journey. Think about this for a moment. What if the feeling of resonance isn't just a nice feeling, but direct feedback from the universe? What if your consciousness is being communicated with directly by the quantum field, which reveals exactly where to focus your attention to make your dreams come true? This is not thinking like a magician. At the quantum level, that's how things are. Your consciousness is always making choices about which possibilities come true. When you choose options that are in line with your true self instead of your old fears and conditioning, you feel resonance. And now for something even more important. So what if these resonance points aren't just random? What if they are simply planned chances for you to enter a different reality? Take a look. It feels like these times just appear out of nowhere. An unplanned talk, an idea, or a meeting that happens by chance. Still, they have an undeniable sense of rightness and importance. Maybe these events aren't just random occurrences, but are planned by your higher consciousness to lead you to a new life through the quantum field. If something in this message strikes a chord with you, if you feel even a little bit of recognition as you read it, then I want you to subscribe. That's right. Not just to a channel, but to this frequency, this conversation, and this journey to find out how consciousness makes reality. There is more to this than just content to read. There is a field of energy to join. This field gets stronger for everyone when more people understand and live by these truths. Please allow me to share something that may completely alter how you see resonance. A lot of people think that resonance is something who they are. But the truth gives you a lot more power. Resonance is something you make, not something that happens to you. Your consciousness doesn't just know that it is in sync with the quantum field, it makes it happen. You have a strong intention, but it's not because you're forcing reality to do what you want. It's because your intention makes the frequency patterns that the quantum field responds to. Think about how a regular light bulb is different from a laser to get a better idea of what I mean. Light bulbs send out waves of light with many different frequencies that are not in sync with each other. The light is weak and spread out in many different directions. On the other hand, a laser sends out light waves that all have the same frequency and are perfectly timed. The light is focused, lines up, and is very strong. Not the light itself, but its coherence makes the difference. The same is true for your consciousness. You are making scattered light when your emotions, beliefs, and thoughts are all over the place, some of which are in line with what you want, and others of which are completely against it. It's hard for you to be creative, but you are like a laser beam when your whole system is in sync and all of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are vibrating at the same frequency. Your creative power becomes clear, strong, and hard to believe. If you want to move from scattered energy to coherent power, make it happen right now by giving this video a like. That simple action should be the first thing you do to focus, a statement that you are now choosing to be the laser that powerfully and consciously makes your reality come true. That's why manifestation is more than just thinking good thoughts when you're feeling bad. That makes frequencies that don't make sense and cancel each other out. But resonance is when you feel like your whole system, your emotions, beliefs, thoughts, and energy is moving in the same direction. With experiences of the same coherence, the quantum field can only respond to the coherent frequency that it makes. To feel that resonance in your body is to feel that coherence in your whole being. It's up to the quantum field to respond in kind, with experiences that match this beauty. This is how things really do change, not by force or struggle, but by being in tune with the frequency of what you really want. Let's make a coherent field together right now while we talk about the power of coherence. Leave a comment below with this strong goal. My thoughts, feelings, and actions are all coming together. In this community, your statement adds to a wave of harmony that makes it easier for everyone to get to this state of alignment. Let's say you want to make a big change in your life, like getting a new job, moving, or changing relationships. You likely have a lot of lists in your head of pros and cons, hopes and fears. With all that confusion, the quantum field can only give you more of the same. But then you feel it while you're thinking about one choice, that unmistakable sound. Your mind and body both calm down, and you just know. This knowing doesn't come from your brain, it comes from your body. It's not a thought, but a recognition of a truth that goes beyond that which you have been taught. It's been taught to us that we should only trust our analytical minds and not our feelings. We've been taught that truth is something you find, not something you know and feel. Without this, we can't feel resonance as naturally as we would. You can make a choice at that point when you know. You can doubt it, brush it off, and get back to your mental fight. You can also believe in it, make it stronger, and let it lead you. If you choose the second option, if you base your choice on the resonance instead of your fears, you are choosing a different probability from the quantum field. A different, more aligned possibility is coming into your life. And this is very important. When you choose based on resonance, the universe doesn't just give you that one result. It responds with a whole reality that is in tune with that frequency. This is why people who learn to trust resonance don't just reach a few goals. Their whole lives change. Enjoy this change from mental struggle to knowing with your body. Honoring your own inner wisdom is a way to hit the like button. It's like giving your intuition a high five, which makes you more likely to trust the advice that comes from a place of deep resonance. Let me be clear about something important now. If you follow resonance, it doesn't mean that your life will always be easy or that you will only have good experiences. Resonance can help you get through tough times, saying goodbye to people you care about, and changes that your ego doesn't want to happen. But here's the difference. Even the hardest experiences will leave you with a clear sense of what's right, what's in line, and what needs to happen. The pain you feel when you're not in alignment is very different from the challenges that come with being in alignment. Deep down, the first kind feels wrong. It takes away your power and makes you feel tired. That sense of resonance is in the second kind, even when it's hard. It makes you more clear, brings you closer to your true self, and links you to your power. One thing stands between suffering and change, between struggle and progress. Now, I want you to pay attention to your body. It's not just an idea to feel resonance. It's a real thing that people have felt. The question is whether you will choose to stay stable at this new frequency, or will you snap back to the reality you know? Right now, this choice is making your future. And now for the beautiful truth. It gets easier to live from a state of resonance the more you do it. Some people call these sudden, almost miraculous changes in your life quantum leaps. They will be in perfect sync with the frequency you've been working on inside. Chances that come up right when you need them. Oddities that help you find your way. These aren't just lucky breaks. These things will always happen because the quantum field is responding naturally to the coherent frequency you are expressing. This is what manifestation really means. It's not about getting what you think you want. It's about living in a way that is true to who you are. And resonance is how you really feel about who you are. Make sure you are subscribed so you can keep getting transmissions that align and activate your consciousness. I want to personally invite you to stay in this field of coherence and keep growing the seeds of change that we planted here today. Feel that tingle, that knowing, that alignment the next time you feel that clear resonance. Don't just let it go by. Take a break. Take a deep breath in. Allow it to grow. Then, from that place, make your next choice or decision. In this way, you can step into a new reality. Leave a comment below with one word that describes the energy you want to bring into your life as you welcome resonance. This is your energetic signature in the quantum field, letting it know what frequency you want to use. And don't forget that resonance is the feeling of changing timelines. It's the feeling that things are changing because of who you really are, not how you were taught to be. And this is the only change that really matters in the end. What you want doesn't work with the quantum field. It's back to what you're being. Being in resonance means being who you really are. Feel it, believe it, make it stronger, and live from it. And watch as your reality changes. Not because you try hard or force it, but because the universe responds beautifully and naturally to the frequency you carry. If you really understand this, things will never be the same again, for that is quantum resonance.